Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Absolution issue number 4 of 5 by AWA Offshot, made by Peter Milligan, Mike Deodato Jr. and Lee Loughridge with a cool looking movie cover. And yeah, so let's go in. So Nina is approaching this woman, and this woman is, I don't know, the grave of her daughter, and she is going completely bonkers on her because she thinks that she is, that Nina is some kind of a journalist, and so she's scolding her. She says, "You fucking bitch! You shameless blood-sucking leech! You should be ashamed of yourself. Your kind haven't left me alone since he killed my daughter." And he said, "Hey, do you want more about my story about my sex life?" And then she wants to hit him, and then Nina says, "Hey, I'm not a journalist," and then she calls her Rachel, and then, then you must be a cop, right? And and she says, "You're useless bastards. Take a few statements and then you sit on your asses." Okay, here's some truth. I mean, I have personal experience with cops. The system is not very good, in my opinion. But I'm not a guy of the law, so I'm not sure of it, how it all works. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against the police at all. Far from it. I'm glad they exist. Because we need law, otherwise it would be chaos, and chaos would lead to ruin, and ruin will lead to the darkness and dark side and all that stuff. Anyway, so Nina says, "Do I look like a cop?" "Well, if you're not a journalist or a cop, then who are you? What do you want?" "I want to find the man who killed your daughter, and I want to kill him." And Rachel says, "Will you hurt him? This monster, before you kill him, will you hurt him?" That's certainly the idea. And then we go to this talk show panel because everybody can see through her eye. And it's all online. It's real time. And so Woody Harrelson here. I know it's not Woody Harrelson, but I just call him Woody Harrelson because he looks like that. Nice setup. Gave her a score, a bump. And then this woman says, "I'm concerned that she's using this woman who's obviously traumatized by the death of the daughter," right? And so is the game a little bit played here. But then we go back in time a day earlier. So she killed Blake Gerard, who is an abuser and the R word. So this woman, a doctor, and helped Nina before. And she says, "Hey, maybe you need some help." And Nina says, "That's probably against the absolution rules." Yeah, fuck their rules. And their fucked up stupid game. But then Nina says, "Well, you don't have a bomb in your skull." And she says, "Hey, I could try to get him out." And she says, "No, thanks, I'll pass." And then they are being shot by the other goons that are still around. And but she is at that point grateful that this woman is here to help her. And then we go a little bit back and forth with the talk show host, etc. And so this guy who was a winner of the Absolution, he looks like an actor. I just cannot see who that is. He reminds me of someone, but I have trouble to identify him very well. Anyway, and so he says, "Hey, Nina as a rep, as a lone wolf, working with someone else, shows tactical flexibility or a lack in self-belief." What will the fans think? So the fans are, of course, responding. So she sneaks up on these guys and just kills them. But I don't know, she gets also a little bit of a bump of the score. But I don't know, lately she's feeling not well about killing these guys. It feels a little bit off. She feels, a little bit sick, and she needs to put up a face to, for her viewers. And also these panel hosts, guys, girls, notice that they are, that she has doing some routine work here. And so this woman comes up and says, "Hey, you okay? You look a little bit sick." And so she says, "There's an easier way of getting absolution. You and me together, right here on the floor. That really gives you a score boost." And everybody is in the chat, "Do it, do it, do it, do it." Show some titty here and there, and the crowd goes nuts. Nina says, "No thanks," but, well, sort of. She said, "If and when I fuck you, it won't be satisfied the wet dreams of my followers. And just the ideas of having sex has given my score a bump." How fucking depressing. And so there is a guy in the chat. It's called Being Me, and they say Andrew Ruff, Andrew Ruff, Andrew Ruff. And he said, "What about him?" And and then we come back to full circle. For in the beginning, that's just killing that guy or want to kill him. So okay, cool. So she's doing some research, and it seems that this guy has, he's killed a lot of children, like 8. None of these older than 14, and he's doing a lot of face changes, escaping the law and all that stuff, changing the identity. And she says, did he have any friends? It seems that she has an affair with him, and then it was all to, get closer to the girl that he killed eventually. So this Rachel here is feeling duped. And wait a minute. Yeah, Rachel. Okay, before I forget the name again. So he says, did he know anyone? He says, yeah, there's a guy called Thad, and the cops already interviewed them. I'll interview them. So she's find that guy and throws him off this, almost off the, from the building. So she's doing a Batman, and these guys are loving it. It's sort of. Because it's fresh, but also not very original. They are going back and forth. Someone say positive things, and the other way play it a little bit down or say something negative. That's all. That's all. That's what they are do. So she is say, hey, I need to find this guy called. Wait a minute, Andrew Ruff, and he says, no. If I talk, he's gonna kill me. And she says. I got a wire cutter in my hand. I go through these ropes in 3 seconds. So, and it says, well, there's a guy, a forger. He's making new identities for him. He's called the Snowman, lives in a colony. So she says, throwing someone out of the window is child's play. It's getting them back again. That's a pain in the ass. And then she's snapping the rope. And he's now street pizza. He's squashed. And that also gives her a bump. All these small things. And she says, I knew they'd respond to that. Just the kind of cold-blooded stunt the sick fucks get off on. I'm feeling anything but cold-blooded. Truth is, I want to throw up. When did killing become so hard? I'm going to have to force myself to be the pitiless assassin I used to be. Nice guys don't get absolution. And so this woman says here from the panel, pornographic brutality. The poor guy has already told her what he knew. That poor guy withheld information from the police that resulted in a child killer going free. My only gripe is the window wasn't higher. I love this mature book. I know this isn't for everyone. Not everybody likes this comic, and I know this not really getting, I think, a lot of views, but I know there's other comics that gets way more views, and I know exactly which do and which don't. But to be honest, it's the smartest thing to do for me to go only making videos about those kind of videos. But on the other hand, there's also a group of people watching my videos that also like this, and if it even 2 or 3 watching this video, that's okay too, because I like this comic. I wanted to showcase it a little bit here. And, it's up to the viewer if they are interested in buying that or not, or maybe they are just enjoying my videos. I surely hope so. So anyway, I have to think about that. But, I want to maybe please a lot of people. Maybe that's what I want. Yeah, for now. And I'm happy with that. Anyway, so she's going to this suburb, I think, it's a place, and so she gets messages from, hey, this is not really a woman-friendly place. So these guys come up, and she says, get out of my way, friends, or there will be trouble. And that sentence brings me back to RoboCop when he said that when he steps out of, I don't know, the car or something. It's just RoboCop's freaking awesome. So she's immediately attacking those goons that wants to hurt her and do more, and she's maiming them too, and gives her a bump to, let's say, 95%. and also stomps on their faces. Pretty cool. So she's gaining a rep here because word is now going around. So she's looking for the guy, and there's a guy outside of this house, and she knows that this is the place that she needs to be. So this guy is assessing if she's a threat or not, but that's too late, and she's punching him in the gut. Then she's going outside and confronts the snowman, and she says, I'm looking for Andrew Ruff. And he says, well, stop right here. And he's stuttering. And so you're going to tell me where to find him. And then he's still stuttering and not shooting. And he says, no, that's not going to happen. No way, you stop right there or I'll what? Sweat all over me. The chat loves it, by the way. So they're, the interaction with the chat, although it's all degenerate stuff, what they're saying, and but it's entertaining. Anyway, so she says, somebody told me that if someone points a gun at you and he doesn't fire straight away, he's not going to shoot at all. So where do I find Rolf? And he says, I never heard of it. And she's poking his eye out, and he spills the beans, and basically threatens him. And and if he's not going to spill the beans, then he's going to shoot him and kill him, and that's make her followers a little bit happier. What the hell is this? Anyway, so she's get the location. She's going to another place, and Ruff now goes by the name of Max Murphy. So she identifies him, and of course, I like to walk up right in front, right up to him and shoot him in the balls. I like to fuck him up about reciting the names of the children he killed. But he could be armed. People might get hurt. So I bide my time. And then this happens. Look at him. He's so friendly, so nice for an adult. He's totally cool. In other words, he's evil, an actor and manipulator. What? Oh, that's not all how it works. Not everybody's an evil manipulator. Anyway, so she is, I don't know, having a flashback about another girl, and she's thinking about herself when she was little and being manipulated and beaten on and turned into a killer, or maybe she already was a killer, I'm not entirely sure. And she says, I needed help. I needed a lesion in my brain removed. I needed love. Instead, he stole what left of my childhood, talking about another guy, I believe this guy. And then she is doing something that she shouldn't do at all. So she goes up to him, and she shouts, hey, you, get away from him. Get the fuck away right now. And she is shouting at the girl, and she says, you heard, stay away from this man. But that's Uncle Max. He's my mom's boyfriend. And then he says, Nina. And he gets a fistful of, well, fist or an elbow or whatever. What is it exactly? I cannot see. Wait a minute. Oh, well, he gets something in his face. But then the tones shift here a little bit, and this little girl doesn't know what's happening, and she says, help, we're being attacked by a crazy woman. Now listen to me. This world is not nice. It's not a nice place. There are people who want to hurt you, people who pretend to be your friend. I don't know what you're talking about. And then the police is coming, and the chat goes wild. And then she is attacking the police because she cannot be, I don't know, apprehended or arrested. And then she says, Ken, tell him, I can't afford to be arrested. Ken, tell him who's Max Murphy really is. Rolf has to be mine. And so Woody says, Nina's out of line. The cop's doing only his job. So there's going back and forth. People agree and disagree, and then she's fleeing. But then it seems that the chat didn't like that. They are all fine, murdering villains and evil guys in the most despicable way. When it comes to cops, that's a big no-no. So she realizes what she's done, and then I don't know. She tried to find Rolf again, I believe. She says. So this is what Being Me said. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. He says, well, you can read it. And thank you to you, you fuck up. Rolf knows you after him. Now you better act fast. And it says, yeah, Being Me is right. I had intended to prep my attack more thoroughly. That'll be a professional thing to do. There's no time for any of that now. And then he says, so close. Only watching for her ass at this point. Something's been troubling me since the scene with the girl. Finally, I realized what it is. Nina. Rolf called me Nina, and that she's getting shot. And it seems that being me is Rolf. He lured her in. It was a trap all along. He says, I knew you easy to play. All I had to do was mention Andrew Rolf. And then I gave you all the clues you needed to find me, and you didn't think twice. And then everybody turns on him. Seems you miscalculated your audience once again, Nina. And then I push against the darkness I feel coming over me. Then I see my score. It's going up. Oh, you bastards. You're enjoying this. So he talks about the fans. And that leads us to this issue, the last one. And then, it's going to be a killing fest if I'm seeing the cover. So, yeah, pretty cool. Also, totally not related. Okay, this is a preview of what's to come. I ordered this. Now, why? I'm coming back to that a little bit later, but this feels like a Spider-Man comic that is, I don't enjoy Spider-Man anymore, but this, although it looks maybe a little bit childish and kiddie or whatever, from what I've seen, it is a really nice story. But, I just buy it and see what's happening. I'm going to change a little bit when it comes to my comics. Well, I changed a lot of my videos. I can, if I'm now thinking about it, I probably am the most diverse comic reviewer on the internet. Probably that's not totally true, but that's what I had in my mind. Yeah, maybe I need Absolution too. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.